In this tutorial, we're going to be looking at how to export this model from Rhino into 3ds Max and add geometries to manipulate its form. So this model is modeled using Revit and Rhino, and what I'm going to do first is put it into 3ds Max. So I'm going to go into File, Export Selected. I'm just going to replace an old building file and make sure that you save the type as a 3D Studio because that is what is accepted in 3ds Max from Rhino. So give it a few minutes or seconds to load depending on how heavy your file is. Once that's loaded, we're going to go into 3ds Max, go into Files, Import, and double click on that. So the first option is Merge Objects with the current scene, which is your current scene. If it is empty, you can use that option. It'll just import that model into your workspace. The second option is if you were already working with some other building form or you had already imported something else and you wanted to replace that, you would click the second one and it will replace your entire scene. So we're just going to go ahead with the first option. Give it a few seconds to load. And here is our building shape. It is currently on default shading, which I'm going to change back to standard. So what I'm going to do now is go into top view and just get the basic shape of this building using the line tool. And we have the taller sides as 42 meters, and then the shorter sides are 10. I just want like simply the form, so nothing too detailed, just to see how we can use Tyflow to distribute these programs. And close the spline. I'm going to do select and move that to the side. Alternatively, what you can do to get the basic form as well is just model it in Rhino and then just import that into 3ds Max. But because while you're doing this tutorial, I'm just going to show you how you can do that in 3ds Max. It's fairly simple as well. So once you've got the shape, you're going to go into the modifier panel and search for bevel, and that creates an extrusion of the form, and it's at 40 meters. So that is what we want it to be at. So now that we've done this, we don't actually need this building anymore, or was just for the sake of modeling that shape. And what I'm going to do now is go into my objects, and I'm going to model boxes, and what these boxes are going to represent are different types of bedrooms. So the first one is a 1-bedroom apartment, which is 9 by 6, 4 meters, and these can be whatever you want to assign them. They can be different programs, they can be whatever you like. So the second one is a 2-bedroom, which we have assigned 9 by 11. And then the final one is 3-bedroom, which is 9 by 15. Okay, so now that we've got our programs, what I'm going to do is in the standard parameters as well, you're going to select Tyflow and just drag it out on the work screen. Go into your modifier panel and open editor, and that will open up your Tyflow. And we're going to insert both voxels. You want 3 of them for the 3 different forms. So first what we're going to do is select the form as our birth voxel. So what that means is Tyflow now knows that this is the model that we want to manipulate. And then I'm also going to go into each display mode and change that to geometry. Now, what's good about this is in the display mode, you can assign colors. So we've got our one bedroom as the pink over here. We've got the pink one as blue, and then we've got this one as the purple, which is the three bedroom. Alternatively, you can also use the material editor to assign materials, and then you just need to create a mesh layer under your shapes so that it can show in your renders. Now I'm going to insert a shape, and I'm going to remove this one and select the pink and add selected. And then I'm going to do the same thing with all of the other ones. So now we have all of our shapes added into the building. I'm just going to go ahead and change the colors to sort of match the shapes that are used by Tyflow so that we can get a better idea and visual of what these colors represent of the boxes. So as you can see, our building is now hidden behind all of these forms which have laid themselves onto the building. We can adjust this as well. What we're going to do is go into the first shape and scroll down into the distributions. We're going to change this to 25%. So we want 25% of the one bedrooms distributed across the building. We're going to change the scale to 100 as well. In the second one, we're going to do the same thing. So the scale just makes sure that it's at the right size, so it's 1:1. And this one, the two bedrooms, we want 30% of them, and then the three bedrooms, we want 45%. So as you can see, the building is now covered by these forms, and you can play around with this a little bit further and change the variation. So if you are on more variation, you will put it down. If you want less, you can go up. So now you can see that it's sticking out sort of at different points that are all the same on this side.